Something inside me has always been there. And I need help.
Mark, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
You know, I'm doing press junkets for 17 years, but today is very special for me because,
Well, that's very kind of you to
yeah.
say.
We met in, some fun events, but never an actual interviews.
Okay.
Very
Well, my
nice.
son's visited Peru.
Yeah.
Griffin.
Uh-huh.
He wanted to go on his own, and I would love to go to South America someday, but I haven't been yet.
And how was the experience for him?
He loved it, and he sent all sorts of pictures.
Uh-huh.
It's a fantastic culture to explore. And like I say, I admire the fact that he took it on his own initiative.
Yeah.
He went to Brazil.
Uh-huh.
My sister-in-law's from Brazil, so that makes sense. But Peru was special for him.
In your experience through the whole saga from the late 70s until now, how do you feel the evolution of filmmaking, of technology, how it changed?
Well, it was stunning to see how CGI came to the forefront in the prequels. The only real innovation I think we had on the original films was the computer-controlled camera moves so that you could achieve the assault on the Death Star. People had never seen that kind of thing before. But as you know, the technology improves every day. By the time they got to the prequels, I mean, it was just amazing. The vast canvas and everything's moving, and there's 5,000 ships going outside the apartment of Natalie Portman. But I think the pendulum swings. I think the desire of the first generation of fans who became filmmakers, J.J. Abrams and then Ryan, is to go back and try and get that sense of practical effects. Some people prefer the actual puppet Yoda to the CGI Yoda. And it's a matter of taste. I think really young ones look at the original Star Wars and it looks archaic to them. It looks, they say, why does it look so old-fashioned?
Yeah.
Because, the prequels are just, pinwheels and fireworks and all that. One thing that would amaze me on The Last Jedi was how many the creatures were practical. The porgs, for instance, they have tubes running out them and people working their eyes and their mouth and their arms.
And they're like this big, very complex.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and even the big creatures, they really made an effort to try and do old school effects rather than just say, look at a piece of tape and we'll put it in later.
I've seen this raw strength only once before. It didn't scare me enough then. It does now.
But something we really love about your personality and you're attached to the movie history through Star Wars is that you're always present in all the fun events. You're always there.
Yeah.
It's like we feel, this amazing movie through you in some way. So how was your experience with the fans every single day, every single convention?
Well, that's it. I mean, because in my everyday life, I don't really encounter that kind of passion.
Yeah.
And so when you see it up close and personal, you're reminded, oh my gosh, this thing really had a deep impact on their lives. And they tell you stories, personal stories of, coping with illness or terminally ill children or meeting their future wife or husband. It's so ingrained in their lives. I am a true geek myself.
Yeah, me too.
I would have gone to these conventions. I mean, I did go to comic book conventions before I ever did Star Wars. It's not so easy anymore because you can't walk around without people telling you to sign this and sign that. But I think they recognize I'm one of them. I'm not faking it. My enthusiasm is as genuine as theirs. And they feel like, oh good, one of our own is in it.
And also as an actor, you get the amazing opportunity when you're young and starting in this, working with iconic people like Peter Cushing or Sir Alec Guinness. How was that experience?
Well, it was frustrating with Sir Alec because I always want to talk about the Lady Killers and Lavender Hill Mob and the Man in the White Suit. No, I want to talk about your career. I said, what are you talking about? A soap opera and a dog food commercial? Come on. And Cushing. I mean, first of all, in the days before the internet, he was shocked that I knew that he was in A Chump at Oxford, that Laurel and Hardy film. He was in his early 20s.
Wow.
How did you know? I said, well, I'm a huge Laurel and Hardy fan, and you know, I've read books about it, and I couldn't believe. I said, Peter Cushing from all the Hammer films was in. I was trying to do the math, how old he was. I said, why didn't you stay? Oh, he also did off camera for The Man in the Iron Mask.
Yeah.
You know, so that Leslie Howard would do his part, and Cushing would read off camera, and then they'd switch parts, and then Peter would be cut out. Wow. See, so to play twins. He said that was the perfect entry into filmmaking because there was no pressure. I could learn techniques, how to find my lights, how to hit my marks, knowing that I would be taken out later. I said, why didn't you, like a lot of English expatriates, stay here after you got here? But the World War II intervened, and he's such a patriot, he went back to, you know, be a part of the war effort in England. Fantastic people. I'm so lucky to have not only met with him. I mean, in the case of Peter, I didn't get to work with him, but I went when he was on set so I could visit with him.
Well, I mean, an amazing experience, and I got the pleasure to talk to you and be part of this. And please come to Peru anytime.
I would love that.
And Mark, thank you. And
My
be the first
pleasure.
week with you.
As with you.
Pleasure.
Thanks so much.
I need someone to show me my place in all this.